Hi friends from around the world. Here we are again on the scams. I insisted a bit, sorry, but I think it's important. The scams, the easier you get the money, the easier you lose it. You know, all of the lottery winners from around the world, I don't know whether any of them survived this tsunami of money they flooded into their pockets. Because the scammers were all around, you know, the bankers, and they wanted to get the money. And finally, I think they got them. So this is one thing. And once you advance the money, that is the first signal, you know, you advance the money, then you have the hope that the deal will go well. And hope is not a business strategy, or hope is a bad business strategy, because hope, well, it is something you think it might be, but your mindset is always a bit biased in the positive sense. It wants, its wishes that it becomes true, but, just in the other hand, those who have to pay afterwards, they have the other way round wired. So it's just the contrary. So it is important that you take this into heart, and even if you know the theory, the practice will. You may come into a situation and you do it anyway, and then you learn it. So the practice, once you get the experience of a bad experience, right? Hopefully with a small amount only, then you get the real lesson. The theory, you may have heard it, etc. So once you get the lesson, you revisit this site here and you see the video again, and then it sinks in. That is about the scams, the last word. Hope is not a business strategy, right? Now, let us come to some perspectives. We are living in a very weird world, very convoluted, very, revolutionized world. Everything is shifting. Everything is scary. Is it the current president, the past president, the future president? Is it the pandemic? Is it the lockdown? Is it the business shutdown? Is it, I don't know, the next crash is coming, and the interest rates hikes and the inflation and this and that? So if you come prey to the news cycle, and you know that the news, they sell, the more the worse the news are, so they exaggerate a kind of bit. And even now I have heard that the government officials, they recognize they had over exaggerated the pandemic, so in order to protect the people, so they take it seriously, but probably it has been overthrown, so people are very, very scary, and there's hysteria, and the vaxxed, the unvaxxed, etc. So this distracts you from everything, makes you scary. Same thing with the social media. So you get, the social media was very good because you could, and you can still communicate with all around the world, with people you may never have known otherwise, and you exchange ideas, and I think that is a good thing. But in the meantime, I think it has turned around. So there is a social media where you are the object, and the social media is the beneficiary of that system, meaning that you are becoming addicted. You are boring, you don't know what to do at this moment, you have 15 minutes before the next appointment, or you are in the metro, in the tram, and you don't know what to do exactly. Rather than taking a book, you take the mobile and you scroll through your social media or through the news cycle, and then you're drawn into a different world. You're drawn into a different mindset. You're drawn into a news cycle, into a virtual world where everything gets very scary. And this has repercussions into your mindset when you approach your daily or your decisions, your investment decisions, or your business decisions. This comes into, it creeps it creeps into your decision-making process, whether you want it or not. So my proposal here is to get from time to time some distance from the social media, from the news, treat it as noise, background noise, which, well, it is there, but it doesn't help you. The wind, the wind blows outside and what? So nothing happens. And the next crash, yes, it will come, the next crash, but not when they have predicted it. So it will come anyway. But they predicted 1,000 times and it will come one time. It will come, yes, and they will take credit for it. I predicted it, but at a different time. So that was one thing. Another thing is that we focus on what goes wrong according to our mindset, the reptile brain. You remember what I told you. There was a story of a friend of mine who threw a big party once, and a successful party. So all the people, there were 50 people or so, were there on a terrace. It was a lovely day, lovely evening. And, well, the music was good. People were dancing, the food, the wine, everything was well, to a certain, there were some flowers which were put into the swimming pool so that the swimming pool illuminated, and, there's some fireworks in the evening. Everybody was happy and great, and big laughter, and it lasted until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So it was a very big success. But then the next day I talked to my friend again, and congratulations to the big party, etc., etc. And well, at the end of the conversation, he asked me, well, what about the wine? What do you think about the wine? I think the wine was good. Oh, I overheard a conversation, he told me. I overheard a conversation that, that was not the right wine for this kind of occasion, and it should have been a different one, or whatever it was, etc. So, so my friend was the next day beside this big party. I think everybody was happy at the end. But he overheard that conversation, and he focused on that conversation of what he heard. And his main preoccupation the next day was the wine I have chosen so carefully, was that the correct choice or not? Well, I don't have to say you whether you choose this wine or that wine. There will always somebody who will not be satisfied because they have other choices. So according to what we want, there are many different choices around the world, and one would take that one and the other would take the other one. But on that occasion, he wanted to have it so perfectly done that he overheard that conversation, perhaps out of context, I don't know, but he made it up into his mind that there was something wrong with the party he had so carefully planned for. So this is my point here on perspective. So if you draw back, so you focus on that conversation and you get wrong, right? But if you focus on what went right on the party, everything else went right. Well, even the wine was good. Everything else went well in the party. So the timing was good, the weather was good, the food was great, the music was entertaining, the people were enjoying, laughter all around. So there was a glamour even. So even that overwhelming success was not able for him to enjoy the next day the big success he had. The focus on what is going wrong, and that is a kind of the reptile brain which we all have in the reptiles, or the one which is the most ancient one, the animal one, if you want, that one which looks for what is wrong here? What is wrong here? I want to know what is wrong, and I don't focus on what is right. No, I focus on the survival brain who wants to detect the dangers to which you are exposed in your world. So if you take the perspective, if you take a step back and look at what was the party about, what went wrong, what can go wrong with a party? Is it the music? Is it the people? Is it the conversation? Is it the weather? Is it the food? Is it, everything can go wrong. And if you see this in perspective, it was a big success, and that's it. Maybe people talk about the wine, so be it. That happens. And this is for the business as well. If you are in the middle of, you have your goal fixed, and you are 2 years into your goal and you're going up, and then you have a certain problem with a business decision and it went wrong. And then all in your brain is, well, it went wrong and that is bad and I have to do something, and I got frustrated and I will revenge trade and I will make it up. And rather than taking a step back, take a lesson. What went wrong? This went wrong. That is a lesson, and that is the lesson, the lecture. I will draw it out of the lecture note. That is what I will draw out of that experience, and I will make it better next time. And then I go in a perspective and look where I have been, where I want to go, and where I already am. So I'm already 2 years into, and if I look back for 1 year, 1 year back, where was I 1 year back and where I am now? And I see the progress. And, it is just kind of the vision, the drawback, the zooming out to the situation in order to see where I am today. What is my better version now, and what was it a year ago? And how scary was it at this moment to go to the point where I am now? And looking back, how easy it was. So there was no problem. It was just your mind, which makes a big mountain of scary outcomes, which never play out, which never played out. Perhaps some play out, but not all of them. But you have them all in the mind. It may play out, it may go wrong, this go wrong, this go wrong, and was all in your mind. It was on your mind. It didn't never play out. So welcome to the perspectives.